Morning. Been a while. Lots of new additions, lots going on. Still haven't finished some things up, but figured I'd do an update because I just keep waiting. I'll like, hey, I'll do an update when I get this done or get that done, and I never seem to get to it. So, um, let's go through everything. This is Chinese malunggay. It is actually the one that's native to the Philippines. The malunggay that most people are familiar with isn't even native here. It actually has a nicer flavor. This is a grass called pandan, and pandan is used in different desserts, but you can also take leaves of it and put it in your rice while it's cooking, and it lends a nice aromatic and a slight flavor to it. You see, this collection of different mangoes and other native trees is doing real well. Especially the pomegranate is producing fruit all the time. Here I'm kind of creating a little microclimate as an experiment. Try and get a little higher level of moisture. And we have back here this banana variety called Musa ornata, which has a banana heart which never droops down, it stays up. And it just kind of peels away layers and layers of flowers that keep going up and up over about a month. This tree is called Sarisa, and it produces these little berries, and when they're ripe they're kind of pinkish and taste like Captain Crunch berries. This variety of ginger is called lipstick ginger, and every morning, or just about every morning, it has these little pieces that come up, and they're really sweet. The ants like to get to them. You got to get to them before the ants do, and they're like little candies. And this is variegated awapui, which is shampoo ginger. It's native to Hawaii, and when you squeeze it, you see this viscous liquid comes out, and it's a natural shampoo. It's fairly odorless, but it's also good as a conditioner on your skin. Bunch of ornamentals. We have the miracle berry, which is at the end of its fruiting season. And the miracle berry, it changes the flavors of things after you eat it. So if you eat one of these berries and then afterwards you have, say, lime, the lime will be very sweet. And also if you drink distilled vinegar, it'll taste almost like honey. And this is kaffir lime. And kaffir lime is used in places like Thailand in tom yum soup, or in other places in other dishes, and you can use it in place of lemongrass. And it has if you crush it, it has a really nice odor. This is another local plant called iba, and these little fruits are used as a souring agent in different soups and things of that nature. Here's the pomegranate. We have those, like I said, all the time. It's nice to have those. Today you can see the volcano, Mount Matutum. Nice view out over the valley. For those who have heard of stevia, it's being used in the US and other places as a natural sweetener. And this is what the leaves actually look like. And you can just eat them like they are off the bush here, and they're very sweet and tasty. A lot of staging going on here. Eventually a lot of these will get planted at different places around the property when all the landscaping is finished. This tree is called ilang ilang, and it is used, the extract from the flowers is used to make perfume, exported to places like Europe. The great thing about this is it produces a really powerful aromatic fragrance that goes through the house at night. That's why we put it there, and that fragrance travels about 50 or 60 feet. You see the living wall is still in progress. Once we completely finish the house here, we're going to populate it with more different varieties of orchids and things of that nature. side yard is pretty much fully developed these days. We have two varieties of Lanzone. There's Duco and Longkong. And they're large enough and mature enough. They will probably, I believe, produce fruit next year. I'm hoping. It'll be nice to have that for the first time. And this is a variety of passion fruit. It's the largest passion fruit in the world, called Barbadine. And it's used to make different drinks. They're pleasant. We had some the other day. We have two other varieties of passion fruit on here that are normal sized varieties. This is a nice one. Should be ready to harvest in a day or two. Our local lime tree, calamansi tree here, producing all the time. It's nice to have that. This trellis, I've done other videos on it. It's not flowering right now, but this is the New Guinea creeper, which is in the same family as the flower on the back of the new 5 peso coin. But instead of being the jade colored one, which is called the jade vine on the 5 peso coin, this one is red and very brilliant in color. You see that? It's 3 or 4 years old now. It's a pretty substantial vine. This is Mana, and it's called the betadine plant. You can take and crush the leaves and put it on wounds, and it has antiseptic properties. Just used for small cuts and stuff. I wouldn't use it in place of modern medicine if it had a major injury, but for small stuff it's fine. This is in the insulin family. It's not the one used to make actual insulin, but it does have some of the same properties. But I like this because of these flowers, and they come out fresh every day, and you can eat the flowers there. The tip of them is semi-sweet, or use them as garnishes or put them in salads. They're nice to have around, and like I said, they produce new flowers every day. Our coconut trees have started to show signs of producing fruit. After, it's been a couple of years now. We transplanted the fig tree here, and it seems to be happy, just growing rather slow. Be nice when we're getting fruit off of that again. And here comes Mocha getting her morning exercise. She's about 100 pounds, 50 kilos now. These got a lot of landscaping going on. It's really looking nice. Some of it's starting to fill in. This tree is the black sapote, which I'm looking forward to. I've had the fruit. We used to have the fruit off of this one, but it's called the chocolate pudding fruit. It's in the persimmon family, and the fruit, when it's ripe, has the color and texture of chocolate pudding, but it doesn't taste like chocolate. It's kind of it's a pleasant semi-sweet flavor. We have different ornamentals going on up here. This is our abu tree, which is growing really fast. It's happy to be here. And it's kind of like a yellow star apple. When you open it up and you eat it, it's a kind of a citrusy, firm, jello-y texture. And here at the bottom is a companion to it, is elephant foot yam, which I decided to just leave it alone because they seem to be doing well paired together, and that was a complete accident. We've got papaya all over the place now. More than we can eat. We give away quite a few every day. This is the largest of the papayas right now, and due to the soil qualities here and the variety, they're very sweet, and people like them, well, including us, but other people like them, come looking for them. And this is Malaysian jade. That's going to be a long project waiting on that. Seems it's a slow grower, or maybe it'll take off next year, I'm not sure. but it's like a rambutan, but 4 or 5 times larger and quite a bit sweeter than the local rambutan varieties. This is Aviark, which is the sweetest variety of jackfruit in the world, which I have never yet tasted. It's become an export crop. Local guys who have invested in this and have crops coming in, their crops are sold to exporters before they even grow on the tree. They have arrangements made and they go at top dollar. So part of that agreement also is they're not allowed to give away the ones that they don't give to the exporter or sell them. So really hard to get a hold of those. I was lucky to get a tree. This is my Chani durian, which was the first tree we planted up here, and it's very healthy. I think we might get fruit on that one next year. It's big enough. I've since found other varieties of durian I like more, but that's my first tree here, and I like that, so I'm keeping it. We have here, these just haven't decided they're happy yet. They're healthy, they're just not growing, but we have 5 different varieties of dragon fruit, and eventually we'll have kind of a dragon fruit waterfall draping over this wall, or that's the plan. This is Bagawak, which is also called the starburst bush, and it blooms and it's also called the Februarian because it blooms in February, and when it does, the flowers are really neat. Recently got this. This is beehive ginger, red beehive ginger, and a little bit further up the hill, I also have a new patch of yellow beehive ginger going. Your acai berry palm is healthy and doing well. And here behind it, the torch ginger is very healthy, has grown a lot, and we still don't have our first flower yet, which is kind of surprising. I figured we'd have flowers by now, so hopefully soon. And here along this perimeter wall, going all the way up on the outside, we're designed a new type of trellis. And from this access door, going up the hill, we're going to plant passion fruit. And going down the hill, we've planted a variety of local beans called wing beans. And so we just put these posts on the wall and connected them with wires, and then we'll grow the beans up onto the wires and fully populate this wall in both directions. And here we have our Nona's tree, which is still very healthy and producing fruit all the time. It's nice having that around. It's in the same family as custard apple. This is a Malaysian jackfruit, which is a little bit sweeter than most of the local varieties of jackfruit, and the color of the fruit inside is kind of an orangey red. Recently transplanted these blackberry jam bushes up here because they weren't producing flowers or fruit in the pot, and I'm hoping by putting them here in a new location in the ground that they will. And I'll give those about a year, and if they don't, then there's something else going on, or maybe I've got a male variety that doesn't produce fruit, or I don't know. I'll give those about another year in this new location and see how they do. My bonsai bolete is doing very well, and so is the skyvine I planted in it. And it's kind of neat, these blue skyvine flowers, they drop every morning and it produces new fruit, and you end up with this ring of flowers around the base of the tree. It's actually pretty peaceful under here in the shade with all the hanging flowers. This is Musang King, which is the rarest and most expensive variety of durian in the world, which I also have not tried. So I'm figuring it'll be a few years before I get to try that off of that tree. Let's take a shortcut here. I got yesterday, got the date palms planted, Lisa wanted. So she's finally got those in. We'll see how long it takes until those produce dates. This tree is called Inyam. It produces small berries that are similar to like a currant berry. Of course, we have all the different varieties of banana going around here. This is the giant banana. Each banana is about 2 pounds per banana. They produce at most 8 bananas per crop. Then you chop them down, start over. This is my favorite fruit so far in the Philippines. It's called Sempaduk. Got this from seed earlier in the year on a trip up to a place called Makilala. And this fruit on the exterior, it looks similar to a jackfruit, but inside the fruit is shaped like a fruit called marang. But the flavor of this one and the aroma on this one is more like bubble gum, and I was just absolutely shocked and love it. So that'll grow in time. This bush is an ice cream bean bush, and it's really taken off. No beans yet, I'm hoping soon. I'm told, another one I've never actually had, but I'm told that the beans have the texture of cotton candy and a smooth creaminess, kind of like an ice cream. This tree is Jaboticaba, which is a grape tree, and it grows these grape-like fruits that grow on the trunk. I figured give that one about 5 years. This I'm having a lot of fun with recently because it's producing fruit, and lots of it, and this produces fruit year-round. And this is the peanut butter tree, and the fruit, no kidding, tastes, when it's ripe, this will turn like this really brilliant deep red, and it'll get very soft, and the fruit tastes just like creamy peanut butter. Not peanuts, but actual processed creamy peanut butter you'd buy at the store. So we'll do a separate video on this later, but our new pavilion is nearly completed. I was going to wait to make this video until it was done all the way, and I'll do a separate video when it is done all the way. But I'll go over in detail the local clay artisans that helped, that we commissioned to build these clay pieces for the columns and the flooring, and we're going to run electrical in here, and this will be a place to hang out. We'll populate the edges of it with vines, and we'll finish planting up here. But pretty happy with this. It's been a bit of an ordeal, but it really is going to be a nice spot to hang out and watch the sunrise in the morning, or just a cool place to be in the evenings. And then eventually we'll do handrails going all the way up these stairs, and every other post or so we'll make the post about 10 feet tall and put insulators on top and run the electric on that with some string lights, so at night it's lit up, and that'll bring electric up here to the pavilion so we can have fans and lights and other things. And we do have water up here, but we're not going to put a restroom up here though. That's just one more thing to maintain that I don't want to deal with. I'll modify the bunkhouse right down here, halfway between here and the house, and expand and improve the restroom that's there, make it more accessible. This will get demolished. It served us well, and we built it from lumber from trees we harvested on the lot, but then we'll plant some more trees here as well. So, walk on down to the side yard here. This banana is called Mondo, and it produces very small plantain-like bananas, which are a little bit yellowy orange inside and slightly citrusy in flavor. They're very popular. I don't care for them much, but everybody else does. So over here on the side yard we have another aromatic. This is called Dama de Noche. Most of the aromatic flowers around here, the aroma only really comes out starting in the early evening and going until the morning. But this one produces a very nice aroma. It doesn't carry as far as the ylang ylang, but it's very pleasant. Recently got this up in Kittapawan. This is a 1,000-finger banana. It will be pretty neat when it actually has fruit on it. It has quite an impressive chain of bananas on it. It's local grapefruit, which I think actually will produce fruit soon. It's pretty large. I moved these limeberry and this finger lime out here last week because they weren't producing flowers or fruit where they were at, and also this Chinoto orange. I'm hoping by changing location and putting them in more direct sunlight that it will. So I'll give those a month and we'll see if the change in location helps in sunlight. This is my favorite variety of banana. It's called Bungalan, and when it's ripe, it's still green on the outside. It's very sweet. I prefer the texture to the other varieties, and they produce pretty often. This is yellow mangosteen called Achachara. Then here we have, on the back row here, I don't know if you can see it very well, our row of mandarin oranges is really coming along. Maybe get some fruit on. Pretty much everything's going to start producing fruit in the next year or so. It's been long enough since we planted them. This variety of banana is a new one, which I have had. This is going to have its first fruiting soon, and it's called Blue Java or ice cream banana. And the exterior of the banana is kind of bluish in color, and it's a very sweet, creamy banana. This tree is also getting pretty mature. This is a breadfruit tree. A lot of people here will confuse it with kamansi, but it's not kamansi, it's breadfruit. Local dialects are rimas and kulo. This one is kamansi, and I planted that about 3.5 years ago, and it just is insane how much it's taken off, but also hasn't produced fruit yet, which it should soon. So yeah, so that's the basic tour. I'll do an update on the pavilion on the upper terrace when it's finished, and hope y'all are doing well.